I have Dr. Elizabeth Samantha Rothschild Judge, Cardinal Dr. Elizabeth Samantha Rothschild Judge, talking about relationships. Relationships are different from one to the next. Things that are standard for one relationship may not be standard for another, or things that are required for one relationship may not be required for a different relationship. So we look at the different sorts of agreements and understandings. The Bible tells us, "In all thy getting, get an understanding." And there must be understanding in any relationship. So let's look at the traditional relationship first. Man meets woman, man sweeps woman off of her feet, and woman agrees to marry man. Man is the dominant caretaker, whereby this woman doesn't have to be concerned with any finances, no worries about any bills or how to acquire clothing or food. The man takes care of everything. So what do you think the requirements for the woman is in this sort of relationship? Some people would say, well, he can't cheat on her and she can't cheat on him. But if he's the breadwinner and the sole provider, and his standard is he wants her to be completely faithful to him by monogamy, and he should be able to do what he wants to do as far as extramarital affairs if he's interested, or if he's not interested, there should be understanding. If he kind of gets caught up somewhere or entrapped into a situation where he could not avoid knowing someone else, well, then the woman is being cared for. And if she agreed that she would be understanding, or she agreed to be oblivious to any extramarital affairs, then that's how that goes. That's not true in every single relationship, but some relationships are based and formed on that. There are many women who, just as I do, understand the plight of a man when he is pressed back by others. And this is not taking up for any cheaters, persons who are just outright cheaters, gonna have extramarital affairs, womanizers, hormones. Okay, hopefully nobody gets stuck with anyone like that. But just to understand the nature of a man, because where the spirit is willing, the flesh can be weak. What if someone entraps that person into a situation? I'm speaking in all pureness. I'm not speaking about the evils that happen. We're talking about understanding and commitment. So just because that type of woman, or meaning the woman that is kept that way, would know about it or find out about it, she likely isn't going anywhere. So I don't find anything wrong with that. That's not how I do my thing. However, I don't see anything wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with the basic traditional marriage where the man takes care of everything for the woman. He prays that there is never any infidelity, especially on his own part. And the woman doesn't even look for it. Or if anything happens, the woman is confident in the commitment between her and this man as her husband, whereby she can still depend on everything being taken care of. And even if he had some sort of extramarital affair or cheated, she does not have to worry about suffering financially or even emotionally for that. All right, let's get into something more along my lines where the woman has a sense of independence, if not completely independent. Well, there's the agreement, Steve. What is being agreed to? Because cheating, what's considered cheating in one relationship may not be considered cheating in another relationship. So I talked about bless FES, FES, finances, emotions, and sex. Bless your finances, bless your emotions, and bless your sex. I mentioned briefly about trust and security being basis of relationship. Where I am with it is I trust to be kept secure. So the first thing is that wherever I'm depending on a man, then he has to be able to be trusted for where I'm depending on. So if I'm depending on him for finance, That means if he's giving finances to anyone else, it should not make me miss out on something I want, and especially something I need just because he decided to be someone else's financial stability. If we have already agreed that I would trust him for financial stability for whatever reasons in particular regard, which is me why I prefer to have my own income and to afford myself. Because if I'm with someone and they decide to give money to someone else, well, then it's not coming out of my pocket. Neither is it coming out of off of the bread from my mouth. Meaning, if a man takes care of another woman or does anything for her, I'm not missing out. And it's not about the man having a surplus of money to where he can give to A and give to B. It's about if I'm A, or I could be B. You said you're going to take care of me financially, then I expect your finances to come just to me. And anything you do for someone else makes me lack. Even if I have everything I need, I'm lacking where I want. Now it's the gray area where the man is taken care of so much and then the woman is taken care of so much. And I feel like when I'm putting into a household at all financially, that if the man spends his hard-earned money on someone else, that's still taken from me because I'm having to put in it all. And if he weren't spending somewhere else, I wouldn't have to put in and I could be another way full time. So that's my perspective on that with the finance. Um, the emotions, well, to trust someone, you have to become emotionally attached to them. And for me to be emotionally attached to a man, he cannot be under the influence of another woman, especially women or a woman who is jealous of me or disdains me because I am the one he's with married or I'm the one he's with most securely emotionally. So if I want to be in a good mood and I'm emotionally attached to this man and someone else, some woman puts him in a different type of mood than I want to be in or makes him feel some type of way. And when I try to interact with him, I'm getting something negative or something that I'm not enjoying. Well, then he's letting this woman influence our relationship or impact our relationship. So I don't believe in being emotionally attached to someone who is emotionally attached to multiple people. And what would be the point of being with someone if I can't be emotionally attached with them? The same thing with, well, with the sex, as I aforementioned, I'm a little lenient on that, but some women, and there's nothing wrong with this, want sworn fidelity by oath of their marital union with a man that he will not have sex with other women. I know the type of lifestyle I live. I'm a busy woman, a business owner, pastor. So I have a lot of work that will lead into travels. There are some things that I will have to do and be away, possibly, from the man I wind up with because I'm not in a relationship right now. And so if I can't be there 100% of the time, then I'm not going to put that strict limitation on a man. I will pray for fidelity and pray that he is strong enough in the Lord to maintain what is expected of a natural marriage. However, I'm not going to put that stress and strain on. But I will put this. I'm very strict about trust and security. So that means if he goes off and he has extramarital affairs, if he takes care of another woman, I should never see these people. Not that I'm married to him. And if I were the other woman, I'm not about to go look for somebody's wife. And being a wife, I don't need anybody coming to look for me, which is why I'm not in a relationship at this time, truth be told. So to look at those particular things that one might say, oh, she puts up with this, talking about anybody and their husband and what's going on in their uh, that's their business. You have no idea what people go through and how they grow together in order to be able to deal with one another at the capacity of their natural instincts and natural inclinations, basic instincts and natural inclinations. Because we want to do things one way, and then because everybody else has free will too, and the impositions of life, may have to make alternative decisions. So, in closing, I'll say, talk about the finances. I prefer to just go Dutch. I mean, I had been addressed about marriage to a particular person, and they were thinking, well, just in case they're not strong enough to be faithful to just me by sexual monogamy, that they should be able to just keep their finances and I take care of myself. And I have no problem with that. So I was like, well, that would be kind of silly for me to live at my house all by myself, or my part of the house, talking about as far as the relationship. And he can't even live with me because our finances are separate, because my money's going on my place. And if he can spend his money on whoever he wants and on his place and what he wants to do, then he can't come and freeload off of me just to be able to afford his other women. And just because I buy something for myself does not make it okay to rob me in order to give some other woman something to make her feel like she's as good as me. Because if it was all that, why am I in the picture in the first place? So that's just my perspective on it. That's the way I feel about it, where I would be lenient. But I so respect and highly regard and definitely appreciate monogamous marriages grounded in the word of truth, based on biblical aspects of what a relationship is, the woman being submissive, the man loving his wife as his own body. If he loves his own body enough to put it in a place to be kept safe from the elements and from harm and danger, then he's supposed to love his wife's body just as much as he loves his, to make sure she's safe from things. So my worst case scenario would be some woman deciding she wants to sit in a room with me or be able to go to the places I go just because she was able to seduce sex from a man I'm married to. And so that's why I have such high standards for a man, because the higher the standards met, the less likelihood of me being subjected to such a low class of a woman that would do such filth, like come and find me and look for me. I mean, if he lied to you and said he was not married and you basically just need to see for yourself that he's married, look and see and be on about your business. I don't feel the need to have any interactions. That's just me. I don't know how many other people feel that way, but that's just me. And I can do it all and be sexually monogamous and not ask any questions, not get into it, because I like to be happy and in a good mood. And all of that portrays chaos. God is not the author of confusion. He does not exist within chaos. And I prefer to have my mind on Christ at all times. So, anyways, what do y'all think about that? Let me know. Have a great day.